most software still starts the same way it did 20 years ago. An idea, a blank editor, and a long list of decisions nobody wants to make before a single feature exists. Frameworks, databases, deployment pipelines. The idea usually loses momentum before it becomes anything real. This is an attempt to skip that part entirely. One prompt, one platform, one working application, built and deployed inside a single recording session. The project chosen for this build is a small internal tool, the kind most companies eventually need and rarely have time to build. An inventory tracker for a two-person business with a dashboard, low stock alerts, and a simple form for adding new items. Nothing exotic. The kind of tool that normally sits at the bottom of a backlog for months. The platform for this build is Tuya AI Coding, a full-stack development environment that turns a written description into a deployable application. The site is coding.tuya.ai, and the account setup takes under a minute. The first prompt is intentionally plain. A description of the tool, the core pages needed, and the kind of data it should track. No technical jargon, no framework names, just the plain description of what the tool should do. Within moments, the platform begins generating a working project. A dashboard layout appears first, followed by a data model for inventory items, then a form for adding new stock. What stands out here is that this is not a mock-up. These are real files, a real project structure, the same kind a developer would set up manually before writing a single line of application logic. The first version of the app loads directly inside the platform. A dashboard, a table of inventory items, and a working add item form generated from a single paragraph of plain instructions. It is rough at this stage. The layout needs spacing adjustments, and the low stock alert has not been added yet. But the foundation is functional, and functional is the part that usually takes the longest. The second prompt asks for a specific feature. A visual alert when stock falls below a set threshold, plus a way to filter items by category. The platform updates the existing project rather than starting over, adjusting the dashboard and the data logic together. This is the part of the workflow worth paying attention to. Here it holds up. The filter works and the rest of the app remains untouched. A few more prompts follow, focused on visual polish, spacing, color adjustments, a cleaner typography choice for the dashboard headers. Each change is described in plain language rather than CSS, and each one applies without requiring a manual review of the underlying code. A quick check confirms the layout holds on a smaller screen as well, without a separate prompt asking for it. The final step is deployment, handled from inside the same platform. No separate hosting account, no manual configuration. A few minutes later, the application is live at a working URL. What took roughly 40 minutes from a blank prompt to a live, working internal tool would ordinarily take a developer a few days. And that estimate is generous if the scope creeps at all, which it usually does. Worth being direct about what this is and is not. This is not a replacement for a development team building complex, large-scale software. The value here is speed on the kind of small, practical tools that businesses need constantly and rarely prioritize. Internal dashboards, landing pages, early startup prototypes, tools to validate an idea before committing real engineering time to it. For that category of work, generating a functional, deployable app from a written description in under an hour is a genuinely useful shift. The project for this video is a small inventory tracker, but the workflow scales to a landing page, an internal business tool, or a first working version of a startup idea. The platform is Tuya AI Coding, live at coding.tuya.ai, with a link and further details in the description.